Random YouTube short.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the pod. It's been a few weeks since we last recorded or since you last see our episode. There was an episode supposed to come after the one that you saw, but unfortunately, I messed up the footage, so that's not coming out. But
Damn.
uh, I- when I was editing, I messed it up and I can't get it back. Uh, but yeah. So yeah, man, we back again with Went Over Your Head. I'm Les Kuzi,
Yeah.
and that's Nick 215. Uh we had taken we didn't take a break. We technically let things build up. A lot of things build up throughout the week. And that's what happened for the last 3 weeks or so. But everyone, I want to say thank you guys for the support. Even though this year, as y'all noticed, this year we have not been a weekly upload. We both of us has been busy. Uh, I'm getting ready for school on and what I was about to say April, September 30th. We already mentioned my we got a new one, a bundle of joy. Spirit is he's taking care of Spirit, so and we wait for him to come back. uh you know there's a lot of things happening, man. uh while we waiting, man, I got some things to talk about. We got the Eagles games. We got Colorado to talk about. We have better rep to talk about. Before that, hey, how you doing, my brother?
I'm vibing. Vibing. Life is good. How you doing?
That was good. Hey, man, how's been the last few weeks, man? How's the baby and everyone?
Things good. Everything's good. We pretty much adjusted at this point, so you know, I'm just learning new things every day.
Oh yeah, my
Learn
mom wants
something
to
new
get
every
you
day.
guys a gift. I forgot to say that.
Really? No, sure, I got to. Thank you though.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know when I'm. I don't. I'm about to pop out sometime next week to your house,
All right.
but I don't know when though. When you free next week, or what time you free during the
Um.
weekend? Or you work doubles on the weekend, right?
Yeah, I work pretty much all weekend.
But do you work doubles on the weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Friday and Saturday.
what about Sunday?
I just work at night.
Or I might pop out at y'all on Sunday after church. But I probably not this weekend coming up, probably next weekend. All right, man. So where you want to start? You want to start barrel rap? Then
This was a battle rap podcast. I know both of us ain't watching. Well, actually, you might have watched
no, I didn't.
it.
I know what if you talking about Queens versus Kings. No, I didn't. I watched the highlights that they posted on Instagram, but I didn't watch it.
Oh man,
It was
they
not
said
okay.
Tay
Uh,
Rock got 30 by Jazz.
okay. I don't know exactly if this. I don't know what happened, but I heard that it was a good performance. That's what I heard. I heard Jazz was did their best performance to this far. Tay Rock was on did her own. He From what I heard, it was a classic. From what I heard, and from the highlights, it looked like a classic. From the short, like the bars that they released on Instagram URL, it looked like a classic. But I don't know. Uh, so I did okay. Number one, it's not that I didn't try to watch it. It's because the switch on the dates, right? And I had the switch from Saturday to Sunday because they had to switch from New Orleans to Orlando because of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, cool, because I had a plan to buy the pay per view. I already planned to buy the pay per view, pay my bills, pay my bills at the house, paid thing some stuff, you know. Then I was like, you know what? I was like, I got a little money left. Let me see what I want to, let me buy. I was like, then there's like Sunday. I was like, okay, cool. Sunday. I was like, it's football. I was like, you know what? I don't. To be honest, is the NFL is back on, and I'm really not into battle rap mood at this right moment. I was like, fuck it, I'm not buying it because I was like, I might miss the whole event because I'm the NFL is back on. They're starting at 3. Eventually, they didn't even. From what I heard, they didn't start the event around until 4. So I was like, I'm watching the NFL. Plus, there was the Chiefs versus Bengals happening, right? So I was like, I'm more interested in that than watching, better rap. So I was like, fuck it. I'm not. I'm just gonna wait until they release them on the app. But I heard it was a good event. I had it was a good event. I had Tay Rock versus Jazz. From what I heard, was a classic, right? Uh, I had um I had some people said Vixen beat Romney. Romney saying the otherwise. It's different.
Didn't they battle before?
Vixen and Romney? I don't think,
Yeah.
no, they never battled before. This was their first time battling. Um John had a good battle, and so on, so on. But it looked like a good event. They said it was a good event. After Showtime Memo, the only one who kind of had a bad performance was Official, and she kind of said she had to switch writing. She had to switch her materials up because of the change of locations. And she's like, most of my bars were literally tailor made for New Orleans. So when we had to switch location due to the hurricane, I had to switch, and so it kind of mm, messed up my whole performance. So she had
Yeah,
the
that was a
one
home
who,
field battle for
hmm?
her. That was a home field battle for her.
Yeah. So she kind of switched the whole thing. That's one. I watched now while we into the battle rap. That that's like a good event. But I finally watched. Let's talk about Big K versus Tay Rock. It's on YouTube, everyone. If y'all want to go watch it, it's on YouTube. King of the Dot Massacre 6. A good battle. I'm gonna say it's a good battle. I watched it twice. Big K did his thing. And number one, I understand people. Let me say this to the King of the Dot fans. I understand BK is is representing King, King of the Dot, right? He's supposed to be representing King of the Dot since RBE is no longer a league no more, from what I'm hearing, and from what Tay Rock said. RBE is no longer a league, is no longer in as a league. So, but we're gonna be honest. Tay Rock won every round 3-0. It's not a bad 3-0. It was a gentleman's 3-0. It's not like, okay, it's not like it was a clear 3-0, like, okay, and yeah, it was. I think the problem with what happened is Tay Rock went second, right? And it kind of one. Let me say this: I liked everything that BK kind of brought. Right? He brought. He took off his hat, his feet. He recreated the. Remember when Tay Rock, not Twerk battled Verb, and he took off his hoodie,
Mm-hmm.
and he said, They didn't know it was me. I walked out. I took off my hoodie. They didn't realize it was me because I had my hoodie down. So Second round. First round, BK had, good round, a good solid round. He had a few things that he had to say. Uh, but Tay Rock in the first round destroyed. People say it was gas. It wasn't gas. It was just Tay Rock every bot. And the worst part, it was when he did the Blues Clues type of thing. Like he kind of referenced him being, the dog strikes again. You know, how BK referencing, and he had like the dog scheme, and
Mm.
he's like, and he had a thing where he kind of looked at, if you ever noticed that Tarak, since Tarak is now doing what Twerk used to do, no, not Twerk, what Surf used to do when he was rapping, and he said, "Yo, Rock," and looks at Rock and says something, but he is directed to the other person. You know how when
Mm.
he's like, Rock, something like don't let caution hit it, squeak everything. So he did that, but he was looking at Twerk, right? And he had like a Blues Clues type of bar. He's like, it's the Blues Clues. And Twerk, first of all, King of the Dot. I want to say this. Never let Twerk become a hype man for Tay Rock. If it's Twerk, Loso, don't let them be a hype man for Tay Rock. They're going to go over the top.
Mm.
So when he said the bar, Twerk kind of cut the bar before he kind of put together, you know how Twerk can predict the bar sometimes? So Twerk predicted the bar before the bar was finished. So he started reacting. He's like, Blues Clues. So he said it. And this way I said the battle went downhill for BK. Right? The round went downhill after that. He had a chance to win round one, but it was when Twerk did that and he grabbed Tay-Rock and he said, "What the fuck does he think?" He's like, "He's from West Virginia." Then Tay-Rock, when somebody starts hyping him up, he goes overboard, right? So
Mm.
Twerk is like, "What the fuck? Who you fuck? Who's it? What the who you fuck? What was the fuck is he thinking?" He's like hyping, and Tay-Rock is like, "He's from West Virginia." He's from West Virginia. What is he thinking? He's from West Virginia. You know, and he started, then BK decided to try to talk to Organic or about the time limits. And that's when Tay Rock started. He's like, bro, he's like, my contract is different from you. They can't cut my time. I hate my contract is different from you. What you fucking thinking? And so Twerk heard that, right? And it's like, so Twiggy heard that he's trying to get the time, and Twerk started instigating. He's like, keep rapping, right? He's like, then the crowd's like, keep rapping, keep rapping. He's like, we got all night. He's like, we got all. He's like, then after he's like, rap all month, rap forever. And he's just adding like the slightest things, just saying random stuff. Then that was one. Then he rapped after the round. Um, uh, Big K tried to Rock was at 1-0. Big K was like, yeah, 1-0. He was trying. Then he kind of poked. They started going in a. It was not a heated exchange. It was more of like a heated exchange, and he kind of tried to touch you know touched Rock, and Twerk was grabbing Rock to move Rock back, right? He was trying to grab Rock to move Rock back and say, yo, it's cool, right? I got you. So he's doing that. Big K is reaching his hand, and his hand kind of almost went on, Rock's neck. And that's when Seth was like, nah, don't touch him. Don't touch him. And they started going back and forth, and and BK said, no, I was not trying to. I was trying to say, hey, he touched me by accident while he was rapping. That he's like, nah, we good. Don't touch. No touching. We are here to rap. That's it. Then BK went into his round. That's when he took off his fitted on. He's like, they didn't know it was me. I had my fitted off. And funny part is that Rock was lighting up a weed, so he looked at him and he's like, and Rock at first didn't see that he took off his fitted, and so he put it down and he said, and because Twerk was a little bit away from Rock at the time, he had went somewhere and he was coming. He come back, he's like, "Oh, you did my style." He's like, "Man, I'll give you props. Give me that. That was cool." So Rock did a rebuttal to it, said a good rebuttal. He's like, "You look like something from a movie." He's like, "Man, you took that shit. You missed like something from a movie." He's like, then he went into the round and he went off again, and that's when Turk was like, "Okay," he's like, "Rock," you know. That was the other thing. Then because that's when I was about to that's when BK brought up that Rocky has been watching wrestling lately, right? Then Rock in the third round did the, remember when we kind of did the initial recap about the event. I said he posted it when he did the wrestling bar type of thing scheme. He went, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching wrestling lately." And that's something is that I find out show people I'm into wrestling. I've been doing something recent lately. That's something I've been doing lately. Let me tell you. Then he went into his wrestling scheme. And Troy goes, nope, no, we are not doing this, Rock. I'm trying to get performance in the night. They said they're giving money to performance night. Troy is like, so Troy started yelling because Rock was going on and it was going, the level was going up. And Troy kind of stopped me, grabbed me. He's like, "What you think?" He's like, "Man, Rock, stop rapping." He's like, "Stop rapping. I'm trying to get performance in the night. You're just gonna make this hard for me to get performance in the night. Stop it. I'm trying to win this money. You don't need the money." All right, cool. Funniest thing that I see, it was a very good battle. Rewatch, you can rewatch it again. Uh, it's a good back and forth, but to be honest, I edged every round. Not yeah, I gave every round to Rock. It's the only round that I can debate for BK is the second because of him taking off the fitted and the angle that he like the whole scheme that he had in there. But other than that, I don't see a round I can give to BK. Uh, but we got some news, yo. We got some news. Did you see the news? I don't think you saw the news, but I maybe you did.
It depends what it is.
All right,
Depends
so
what
we
it is. I
got two
seen
news.
Diddy. I seen
We got two new. We got two new.
Colorado.
We got two news to to talk about battle rap related. We got Endgame. Endgame from the trailer. I don't think it's the last. He said it's the last. He said if you're looking at this, John, your explanation is still making me really confused. Is this the last event for Bullpen or is this the last event of Bullpen being by itself? I don't know because he said it's the last stage of a process or something like before it developed to something else. I don't know what he meant, but it's something. But John versus Cassidy is going down at Bullpen's endgame. Uh,
I heard. I heard.
so yeah, John versus Cassidy, and how do I feel? To be honest, not much different. It's a it's a good slash. It's a good slash. I don't know. I don't know what John is trying to prove. Well, maybe John is going for a champion of the night a year. I don't know, but he has taken back-to-back battles in the last month or so, and
He trying to get to it. Didn't he say this was gonna be his last year at battle rap or something like that?
yeah. Then we had
Plus, bullpen taking off. They getting real big events, so he might actually be making money from that. So
yeah.
yeah, he probably not worried about actually performing.
Yes, then we have another news. We have as I mentioned that we had RBE is no longer gonna be RBE with one of the leagues is no longer here. There's a new league now. Bags and Bodies. Bags and Bodies first event is announced. So Bags and Bodies is releasing its first battle, and the first league, He-Man Holler is now a league owner, and he made them, and it's called Power Moves. It's called Power Moves, and I'm gonna tell you this: he put his money where his mouth is. Yeah, I remember when he battled Easy, he said his next battle was gonna be somebody, even though the battle is coming years late. But we got He-Man versus Gitchy Gotti November 9th in Atlanta. We got Twerk versus BK, Swamp versus T Rex, and Snake Eyes versus J2. And I like the event. So I didn't know. Some shout out to Data's Talk. Data's Talk kind of informed me about the, well, more informed me more on the background on most of the, like the last battle. Snake Eyes. He's like, people think this is just a car filler. He's like, nah, this battle has been in the works. Snake Eyes versus J2 have been in the works since Bags and Bodies season 1 and 2, because he's like, if y'all watch season 1, y'all knew that they didn't like, they were supposed to battle, but it didn't happen. Snake Eyes got in a fight, got better bad news, and eventually got eliminated from the show. Then in 2, they were talking that shit again in season 2. He was behind the scenes, but season 2 never came out, you know. So Bags and Bodies has been Power Moves, and I think it's also backed by the mayor. I don't know if the mayor is backing it or not, but it looks like we got a good event coming up. Uh, then we got Queen of the Ring prom night. I don't know how many battles on prom night, but there's a few battles on there. But yeah, that's what we got for battle rap. Battle rap has been in steadily getting active near the end of the year. We got a few events coming up. We have Endgame, we have Power Moves, we have Prom Night. I think there have been what is it called, Nexus. If you guys want to watch free pay-per-views from URL, those are like the cards when they give 5-day prep and stuff. They've done 2 so far this year, near the end of the year, in June this time, like near the end of the year. Uh, then we have then we have the Pest Day card coming from King of the Dot coming up soon. But it looks like we have a good amount of events coming up. Uh oh yeah, then wow, let's talk about the funny. So while I'm talking about this, I remember what Tay Rock said during the battle with BK. He's like, he shouted out Smack. He's like, I'm the chaperone on this KO. He's like, this is not. He's like, people wonder if KOTD and Smack. He's like, shout out to Smack. Shout out to Beasley. I'm the chaperone on this KOTD field trip. And the funny part, it was Gitchy, Twerk, John. They all did the Smack. The Smack. I don't think Smack made it to the event, or he made it late the next day, but it was funny. It was funny because when he said the ball, all of them made the Smack sound, and it made it funny because I'm like, most of these people hardly don't really, they represents Europe, but technically they're not like lawyers. So except for Tay Rock, most of them do their own stuff, right? But it was funny. It was the funniest thing, but it's kind of funny. Now let's talk about where you want to go with. You want to talk about Diddy? Oh, you want to go straight to I'll be honest
I mean, I'd rather get the sports. Diddy just got locked up, bro. It ain't really nothing.
yeah, man. The funny part, I didn't know about it until I got to work this morning, and my aunt was like, "Yo, he got locked up." I'm like, "Who got locked up?" Did I Sean Diddy Gomes? I was like, "Oh, he finally caught him." I didn't know. I didn't even know about that he got locked up. To be honest, yeah. And maybe that's on me. But yeah, Diddy got locked up. His lawyer said something about there was a lot of okay. Well, lifestyle. Shut up. Should we talk about this? I don't know if I want to talk about this.
Go ahead. Go for
We
it.
what you Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah, Shannon. Oh yeah.
Shannon, your phone. Uncle Shannon, your phone.
Yeah.
Unc, your phone. Your phone, Unc. Hey, everyone, if you're watching this, we are listen, everyone who's watching the pod. This is not we are covering everything that have happened in the last 3 weeks in one episode. So most of the stuff are most outdated, but Shannon, your phone.
that was what
Shannon,
a couple days ago.
your
That's not
phone.
even that
Yeah.
outdated.
But Shannon, your phone. Yo, the funny y'all don't know how that. Let me tell you how I found out. I don't know how he found out. How I found out I was on Instagram, right? And if you kind of got, I want everyone to go follow I'm Ray Ray on Instagram. He's a like slash comedian who does comedy. He's a Instagram comedian. He's not an Instagram comedian, but he kind of is funny. Like how Filet does recaps of basketball and moves.
Mm.
He does it in everything. He sometimes he talks about he makes jokes about everything. He makes jokes about boxing, sports, and everything. So I was at work and I was getting ready to go almost it was literally like less than 15 minutes before I clocked out. And I was like, let me check what trying to kill time for the last 15 minutes. I was gonna go pick up a kid, then I was leaving after that. Right, pick him up, drop him at the daycare, and I clock out and leave. That was like that. It was like within that 4 minute span doing that. Right before I go pick this the last kid from school up. The only kid from school who was coming out at 3:30. So I'm like, I'm going to get the vacuum outside. I look at my phone and I see his video comes on my feed on Instagram. He's like, "Shit in your phone." And he kind of gave me an explanation of of what happened. So I'm like, he's like, go look it up on Twitter. My dumbass did go. I went on Twitter, typed in Shannon Sharp, and I kind of saw the live.
Mm.
I was like, I was like, I was like, yo, Shannon, your phone. It was like there were 3 videos. I don't know. From the 3 videos, I'll be honest, Shannon Sharp. I don't know if you saw the videos yourself, but from us, I think the girl set you up. Because the first video I saw, it looked like somebody was holding the phone and put it down on the dresser.
Mm.
Then you just heard the noise. I didn't watch every video. I watched the first video. Then people kind of told me what was the rest of the video was online. Right? But Shannon, your phone, man, Uncle Shannon, you decided to put it. Then he kind of did a special episode with Nightcap that evening, kind of
Literally
explained
like an hour later.
an hour later, like hour two. It
Like
was like two
dead
hours
ass.
later. Because I saw it at 3 a.m. and the episodes came out at 6. So it was like 3 hours. So like 3 hours later, he did an episode with Ocho. Ocho made fun of him. Not really, but he kind of talked about it a little bit. He and Shannon will revealed that Cat Williams called him right before he got on air on Nightcap, saying that you're not gay no more. You're not gay today. Really, not really. Nobody cares.
To be
Uh,
honest, that's the most interesting part about all this. People think it's fake because he stood a certain way and they think Shannon is gay. But then Shannon has like 2 daughters. So him being gay is kind of like how if he has 2 daughters. And then on top of that, like
then every
why
time
why is a good thing it's a Michelle, not Michael? Like,
And
where did that
no,
come from?
the
Nobody
funny part,
thought that.
it was the joke. It's a Michelle, not a Michael, came from Ocho. Ocho is the one who brought that joke out.
I know, but why did I'm saying, why did he think that in that moment?
Okay, I know the reason why he thought of that is because the last, I think, since December, when he was pictures, when he did this picture when he was wearing the yellow pants, and people it's been online for a while, even though he has, disputed it, and people have disputed it. Some people in his circles, not circle, but people who know Shannon have said it, like, Cam, Dion, not Dion have really never spoke about. Other people have talked about it.
But you know
You
how
know,
long ago that was? Like, that was
yeah,
like
that was
the
long
end
ago.
of
Like,
last year.
no, not it was not earlier this year. I said December. My bad. It was not this year. Earlier this year, after the Kev Williams episode, like
Just
February,
what, January, February?
February
Like,
something.
what?
Then it was you know, it was who Tyrese made a joke about it too. It was funny, but Tyrese made a joke about it because
Tyrese ain't
he
got nothing to laugh about because he about to be in jail getting
for what?
touched on because he ain't paid child support.
Oh yeah, well, technically speaking, well, he didn't.
She
Well,
doing him dirty, but I mean, like,
yeah, but
it's legal
he
to go
talked
get
about
him.
it.
Yeah,
He
hey,
talked
bro.
about it on the thing, and Tyrese was, he had thing, and he's kind of, he explained why some of the stuff, but it makes sense to me why he's not paying it. To be honest, really,
Yeah, I no, that makes sense to me. I'm just saying he can't.
yeah, it makes
He
sense to
better
me.
not
He's
comment on
explaining.
nothing because
He said, "I need to know where is the money going." That's what he said. He's like, I made the calculations. Why she's asking for it doesn't make sense. Uh, then
yeah, but he about to be in jail anyway, so he shouldn't
m-
comment on other people.
yeah. Well, he didn't comment. Technically speaking, it was more of like he was kind of trying to give the viewers of, he said with Shannon, and he made a joke about how he's like, why are we not in the famous couch? Because they were in the hotel. I think they were in New York at the same time, right? Or somewhere
Uh,
where they. So he made a joke like, "Oh, why are we not you know, on the famous couch?" He's like, "Maybe it's because I'm black." He made it was more of him making a joke of the situation. Then he brought up Kerr Williams. He said, Kerr Williams. Let's talk about it, right? He brought up the Kerr Williams interview. Then he brought up how you know and he kind of brought up what the backlash that came after the interview, and he was trying to explain to Shannon, is like, because Shannon's like, so why did I get, you know why did they come for me? And and Terrence is like, because you gave the platform. It was your platform that he said all the stuff from. So tech, like, people gonna attack the person who gave him the platform.
that is
he's
true.
like he's like So he then he made a joke about him standing. He's like, people called you gay. He's like, I know you are not gay. You played football for so long. He's like, I think you can play football at the highest level. He's like, I watched you play football. I was watching you. He's like, I rooted for you sometimes, and sometimes I did it. And I knew. He's like, I know your stand. I was like, yeah, that's a football stand. That man got his replacements way, and you definitely needed those, right? It was a joke, and it was kind of, he brought it up again, but it was funny. Then Marlon Wayans brought it up again, just like last week. So Kennedy, people like most people who have been so far on Club Session, his other podcast, have been bringing this up as a joke, right? More as a joke. So when he made the joke, and Shannon made Ocho made the joke, then the next day, he made the joke. People said that some people thought it was fake, and then Stephen A. kind of made. He's like, first of all, he's like, technically speaking, all these rumors that Shannon was gay, I never took part of it. I don't care about it. He's like, but he's like, as all the my years I've known Shannon, every time he was with me, he is always with a dime piece. He's like, I knew he was not gay because every time he's always with a dime piece. Then he's like, first, and the other thing, Shannon doesn't know shit about social media. He has his team. He's like his team. He's like Shannon. What goes with his team? His team control his social media.
So how did it come from his phone? You know what? Hey, dog. I'll just
Well,
let it be there.
technically,
I start
he said
thinking that
he
it's
said
more on the fake side than real
he said
side.
okay. How
It's a little,
Stephen
I
A.
don't know.
Stephen A. said it in a way of like he said he's not tech savvy, right? He's like he's not tech savvy. For me, I don't think it's fake, but I think the girl Michelle deliberately went live because on the video I saw the one video I saw that was like 2 minutes.
Somebody put it down.
Put it down the phone. That you see the hand holding the phone and the phone got placed down, right? And I think she went live. I don't know if she went live on an accident or she deliberately went live because
But she went live from his account. It's fine.
because
It's okay. I
because
don't. Hey,
yeah,
dog. I don't
I don't
know.
know.
I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
know
care if
what.
he's gay or not.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
I from what I heard and from what Shannon said, when he got a call from his marketing person who markets his shows, kind of told him that you're on live, and he's like, live on what? He said Instagram. He's like, what? He's like, they can hear. I'm like, here. He's like, first thing was like, what am I doing on live? And he's like, they can hear. He's like, hear what? He's like, you look like you sound like you're having sex, right? So he kind of had embarrassed. So he called his I don't know. He said somebody named Jordan who has control. You know how most celebrities like basketball players is somebody else can control their
Hmm.
Instagram from. So he called somebody to tell somebody Jordan kind of was like, oh, before even Shannon called him, Jordan went on Shannon's account from his phone, ended it live, and I don't know what happened after that. Then he went on, but from what from what Shannon said, he said he got into the room. I'm going from Shannon's story. He has two phones. He said he has two phones, right? He got into the room and he threw one phone. He said he placed one phone on the thing. From the video I saw, looked like somebody picked up the phone or they were holding the phone in their hands. They placed it, and while Shannon was doing his thing, I don't know if it was Michelle. I don't know.
She might have wanted to go live.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, his other explanations don't make sense either when you say that she grabbed it or put it down because he says that they was gone for about 20 to 25 minutes before the video even started. So you know
I don't
what? I
know.
don't
I don't
know.
know
I don't.
if it
I
was
think
in the
it's.
beginning. I don't know how long the live was on because he said people were calling him while he was still going. So he said I don't know how long the live was. He didn't know how long the live was. People told him it was 2 minutes. That's when he brought out it was 20. He was like, I was in there for like 25 minutes. So I don't know if it was cut off before it went, after it was done. But I know that he did say somebody cut it off before. Then he found out people were still calling him while he was having, doing his thing.
I don't know.
Uh
It's interesting, but
yeah,
damn, what was the part I wanted? Oh, yo, it's funny because I think Paul Pierce reaction is the most funniest reaction though. Paul
what did he?
Pierce went on. I think he posted on his Instagram story. He was like, so he can bang a chick on live, but I had some strippers and some drinks around on live, and I get fired from
Let me tell you,
ESPN.
Paul Pierce.
Hey yo,
Paul
hey
Pierce,
yo,
you
it's
had
the
you were
funniest
you
shit ever.
showed. Let me explain why he had. He was begging the chick on live,
Yeah,
but we didn't see his face.
that is true. That is true.
We didn't
I
see
wouldn't
his
fire
face.
him over that either.
Yeah,
It's it's what
We
it
didn't
is.
see his
But
face.
that's
We
real
didn't.
or fake.
All we could hear was the action, the morning and the action. Well, technically, we heard the morning. That's all we could hear. You went on live, you're strippers, and we could see their face, and we could
And you
see you.
showing the explicit content too.
Yeah. Plus, it was not. I think it was your sec. You did that twice in the same week. So
Oh yeah,
technically,
because the first time he did something on a KG show or something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah, he was bugging.
And KG tried to warn you, but you didn't listen. So the second time you did it on your own Instagram page, and you messed it up. And technically
Yeah, so now
speaking,
you over there at like Fox Sports One or something.
yeah, I'll be honest with you, they've demoted you too on Fox. You don't have
Yeah,
much.
you don't have much, bro.
It's
Honestly,
like
you just
levels.
hating.
I,
Yeah, cut, bro.
it was levels. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe you were, I was like, you probably had something, but Undisputed got, canceled, and they demoted you to an afternoon show. You were on the top show on Undisputed. Skip Bayless got fired or got released, and they've changed everything up on Fox, and you're now in the afternoon show. You're no longer in the top slot in the morning, where that's what most people like to be. Morning shows. You're in the afternoon on Speak. It's more of like, yeah, just talking about shit that doesn't make sense. Nobody cares about what. It was fun when it was Shad and John Johnson. Chad, I say Chad. Shady is on the facility with Emmanuel Acho, and Johnson is also on Shady. They talk more like a locker room type of setting in the NFL. So it's more fun on there. That show is actually funny. But I speak really much. Let's talk now. Let's talk about the now we have went from that. What else do we miss? There's a lot of
Oh
things
yeah,
that
to
happen.
add to that last topic, you know how bad you gotta be, or you know how bad you have to be performing to get fired before the end of your contract, and they paid you like X amount of years and like 30 to 50 mil. You know how bad you had to be doing that. Yo, Fox Sports One was getting cooked
Mhm.
behind Skip Bayless. They cooked him. I think he had 6 months left. They didn't even let him ride that out.
Yeah, they
Fired him.
didn't. But
Him and Richard Sherman cooked.
now I'll be honest. Richard
Richard Sherman
Sherman,
got fired for certain reasons though. He was I
I
don't know
think
what he
he.
did.
I think I'll be honest. I don't think Richard. To be honest, I think for Richard Sherman's sake, I don't think Richard actually signed a contract with Fox. To be honest, I don't know if it's true or not. I think he signed it, but his contract was more of like Fox didn't give him like you know Part gave him the same contract that Shannon got from ESPN earlier. Then he signed the actual contract for like what 4 years or multiple
Mm.
years. I think Richard signed the contract to help out on Undisputed, but he already had a job with Amazon Prime. You can see Richard is still on Amazon Prime on Thursday nights. You see
Mm.
Richard on there. So I think it's different from Richard already had another job. With Keyshawn Johnson and Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin got let go by NFL Network during the Super.
Unrightfully too,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that claim was false, and he
Yeah.
won the case.
Then when happened is ESPN Disney, when they did the pay cuts, they fired Keyshawn and Michael Evan was let go, right? And you could see it. I think that's the reason why Shannon came to ESPN is because the from what I don't know if it's true or not, the rumors was like Stephen A was not happy with the Michael Irvin firing from ESPN. The two people that he was not happy that
Yeah, because it
he,
was false.
yeah,
It wound up being false,
yeah.
and he won
So
the case. So they
yeah,
should
so
hire him back.
yeah, so he was not happy that ESPN got rid of Keyshawn and Michael Irvin because they were his brothers for he knew them for years, and he was the reason why they even got hired to ESPN, right? And they were contributing on ESPN on Facebook. So he kind of got pissed. So I think ESPN was like, oh, and I think that's the reason why. That's the other part. The other reason why Stephen A said he wants to make sure his next contract that is due is big, is because he wants to make ESPN pay for getting rid of his guys.
Yeah, he took pay cuts the last time. So
Yeah. So now he wants it to be big. He's like, oh, since I got rid of my two brothers, I'm about to make sure yeah. And they're like, oh, what do you want? He's like, I want Shannon. They did try to get Shannon, made Shannon come to ESPN. They're like, Shannon wants to work 2 days. He's like, make it happen. I don't care, but you gotta get Shannon on the roster. And I think it was also behind the scenes to make sure Shannon stayed long term on ESPN, right? So Shannon signed his, I think, X amount of money for million for multiple years on with ESPN. So he's now on ESPN. You know, works for ESPN now, but he works for Monday and Tuesdays. Then he has freedom to do whatever he can. And I think the other thing was ESPN. I think from what the other thing Shannon, I think Shannon said the one thing he loves about Stephen A is like when he talked to Stephen A when they first met, like after he signed with he signed with ESPN, right? He's like Stephen A was like, Shannon was like, man, I got a podcast. He's like, you got a podcast? Like, what's it? He's like, Club Session. He's like, okay. He's like, on Fox, they didn't let me promote Club Session. He's like, I used to say Club Session, like as a term of me making like chicken, but it was my way of trying to promote my podcast when it came out. It was my clever way to promote my podcast. Stephen
mm,
was like, that's that's cool. It's on the. Don't worry about that. We're gonna speak about Club Session. We're gonna reference Club Session on this show. And the funny part when he started Nightcap, they brought up Nightcap, and it was so funny because Stephen A was the first person to bring up Nightcap on the on TV. Say, hey, go subscribe to Nightcap, and they even bring up Nightcap. It's kind of funny how people kind of hate on Stephen A sometimes, but at the same time, I was like, Stephen A has made a lot of people money. I understand Max Kellerman was the one person he didn't make a lot of money for, make him make a lot of money. But everyone else who has worked with Stephen A, they have made the money. Ryan Clark, the pivot, he's now with Fanatics with Michael Rubin and them. Uh Shannon Sharp make Club Sheshe, even though we knew Club Sheshe, but when it was more of Nike blew up even more of it's every Monday when he was on on thing on first take they would keep bringing it up, so it kind of helped Nightcap because other people who are not on YouTube kind of started gravitating to Nightcap, so it kind of helped. Dan Orlovsky, uh, he got they make jokes about him. He has more fans now. He's making a lot of money. He works on Monday night football uh with Jason Kelsey and what's Michael Spears. Michael Spears is another person who's making a lot of money. And to be honest, you can see a pattern. Most of the people who are making a lot of money is the black people, and I think that's the reason why he got rid of Max Kellerman. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think the main reason is like he kind of saw at the pay gap, and he's like, let me make my people get a lot of money in this business, in this company. We about to break the bank. I think Stephen A was like, let's break the bank. He's like, oh, I want Ryan Clark, I want this and that. And eventually you can see he kind of broke the bank. He's breaking the bank. The black people are breaking the bank of ESPN. They are making money on there. Uh Now let's talk about football. Where we starting? NFL or we gonna go with college?
I want to start with these bum ass Eagles that
Oh, hold
somehow
on.
lost at the end
All
of the
right,
game. Yo,
let's talk about.
Let's start with 1 thing.
Okay, number
I
one,
started
we are.
sports betting.
Uh,
I don't know about you, but I started sports betting.
all right, so you started sports betting. Now let's talk about. Okay, why
Lost all
why
my
we you lost
bread.
your parlay? So
I
first
lost my
of
money.
all, okay, let's first start. Which sports betting book are you using?
Was it FanDuel? It was
Oh
FanDuel.
shit, my boy's about to be stressing with FanDuel.
These parlays is, and
Okay,
it's funny because they're not bad parlays. I'm
okay, let
literally
me.
one off every parlay, bro.
So I'm let me say this. I made a trick. Okay, I've last year. Now, people, I want to let y'all know. I did my sports betting last year. This year, I have not started sports betting in this year. Because I think I'm gonna start probably next week, but I'm strictly gonna be on college. I'm not doing the NFL, right? I'm gonna sports bet on college football, mainly college football, is because the reason why I'm doing that. I'll tell you, I'm gonna use Price Picks, and I have a trick. Price Picks, I can sports bet on Price Pick for college football and get money that way than I can do with NFL. And Price Picks can give me a lot of money. Number two, FanDuel. This is a trick, and this trick is I don't know. I maybe it has changed, but I did it last year. The trick was I didn't. My parlays was more of I parlay with the games, like each game that was played. And that's how I did my parlays. And every time after, let's say after the Monday night, let's say I did the morning the 1 o'clock games, right? If I hit on every parlay in the 1 o'clock games, I'm taking out my money. I'll take out my money then. I'm not waiting for the 4 o'clock games. Then the 4 o'clock games come, I'll parlay again. Take out my money before Monday. If I hit on the 4 p.m. games and 8 and the Sunday night, Monday, I'm taking out my money before Monday, because if you don't do that, they're going your parlay is still active and you're gonna lose all the money, right? I'm taking a little bit amount of money that I can get, right, before the following day,
Mhm.
before Monday night, because sometimes Monday night that's where I lost most of my parlay. Before the Monday night game, that's where I lost like most of the parlays. Now, let's talk about the Eagles. And I'll be honest, and I'm gonna say this in a way of in a way I want to be honest, and in a way I'm not saying they're a bad team. We are not bad.
We're horrible.
We are not. I've figured out the problem. I've seen the problem.
We need to get rid of the coaches.
It's not the coaches. Well, it is part of the coaches, but it's not the coaches. And I think it can be fixed. And I think they can fix it by, let's say, who we play this. We play the Saints. Shit, it can't
We
be
about
fixed
to
this.
get cooked.
We
About to get
Yeah,
cooked.
it can't get fixed this week. Whatever the next part in 2 weeks. Yeah, like we playing the Saints. Now the fix is simple. Put a 5-man front. Reason why it's a five. I'm saying 5-man front. Our 4-man front is not generation pressure. Not generating pressure is the one. Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff is not Hassan Reddick, and that's the problem, right? Because Hassan one, Bryce Huff one doesn't like going for the stopping the run. He wants to rush the pressure. And that's the problem. Hassan liked to stop the run first, then he rushed the passer, right? And that's the other issue that I have. So if you put a 5-man front, makes it easier. Fuck the zone. I don't know how many times I've come on this podcast and I'd say last year I actually liked the zone because we were a bad man defense. But this year we are a man. We supposed to be a man defensive team. Reason why I say we are supposed to be a man defensive team is because we have two corners, and the two corners actually make it. The two corners that we have actually do a good job playing man defense, and we saw that the early in game one, number one, and I was like, that's what we're supposed to do. The other missing part is that we gotta figure out who's playing the nickel, right? Right now, Avante Medics is back to playing the nickel, and they're letting Cooper DeJean easily get into the game, right? They're easing Cooper DeJean into the game. But I think this my thought. I think y'all should move. If we're gonna do this, this is what I'm thinking. I don't know how long Isaiah Rogers is gonna be out, but if Isaiah Rogers comes back, I think Quinion Mitchell is going into the nickel, and Isaiah Rogers going to the outside. Let's go, man. Vic Fangio, fuck your zones. I say that with all disrespect. Fuck that zone defense that you were playing last night. Fuck that shit. That shit didn't work. We are a man defensive team, man to man defensive team. Let this man go man to man. Let's see your guys versus our guys in a man to man. And I can tell you this: I'll say 6 out of 10. We're gonna win that match. They might win 4, but 6 out of 10, almost 7 out of 10, we're gonna win the matchup. Now, other thing, right? That's the other thing. Uh this love affair that he has with Zach Bond, it's gotta stop, Vic Fangio. Understand you like him. In game one, he did a good job. Game two, he was no show. I figured it out. Let Zach Bond let him be a pass rusher. Let him be a pass rusher. He can be the fifth man on the 5-man front, and let Nakobe Dean and Devin White become the linebackers when Devin White becomes healthy. Reason why is both of them can fly and they can cover spaces. Because yesterday you saw Nakobe Dean doing what he did best, is like he was mostly tackling and running, and Zach Bond was nowhere to be found. Right? That's not, as you see. I'm mentioning the safeties are fine. Just another thing, this too high safety that you're doing, nah, get rid of that shit. I understand that's your identity of your defense. Now bring that safety down. We are not doing this too high safeties. That's not our safety type of. Our safeties are not meant that way. Bring that shit down. Let them be playmakers. We have playmakers on our safeties. Let them play make. That's it. The offense, shit. Y'all should have
Hey,
ran the
listen.
ball.
As much as I like Jalen Hurts, dog, I get it. He's paid the most money. He almost was the most paid quarterback.
Okay.
And they figured him out. So we need something different because he
What did
is.
they figure? I don't think they didn't figure him out.
This boy is throwing more picks than
Okay, I don't
he
know.
looking like Dak Prescott out there, and
I'll be
he's
honest.
way better than Dak Prescott.
I'll be
But we
honest.
not doing it.
That pick, technically speaking, I think he should have took it through another to a different person. But I understand what he was thinking. That pick was
The
more of like
ones in
the
Green Bay, not even that one,
oh,
because
no,
that's the
in
end of the
Green
game.
Bay.
Whatever. The
Okay,
Green Bay one was disgusting
On Green Bay, then
for
Green Bay,
no
I can
reason. They shouldn't have happened.
in Green Bay, that was a bad decision. The two picks that he threw, that was bad decision. The one yesterday, I don't put that on him. That was not really on him. More of It was on him, but it was more of like, hey, I'm trying to get us down the field. And he didn't have the only person that he trusted with two people in on that offense.
Y'all
Well,
let
three.
Kirk family member put on a show.
You know,
Kirk
I
family
think
member.
I think, to be honest, the offense, I like the offense is getting there. The only thing I just gotta the only thing I can tweak is that this analytics thing that you freaking Nick Sirianni is going with, that shit gotta stop. Get the points in the early in the game, kick that field goal. When you win for it, don't go for it. Kick another field goal, motherfucker. Go kick for the field goals, right?
And if you got one of the best running backs in the league, what
I
are you
think
gonna
the
do?
reason why they threw that pass is because I don't know. I don't know
It was
what's
open.
going.
It was the right call, but he
It was
dropped
the
it.
right call. It's just he dropped it. So technically speaking, that was more of like bad luck. But he was open. It was open. It was actually he would have if he had cut that. I think he was gonna
He's
get a
gonna score.
first down or go make a touchdown. Then the other one was the one that Devonta Smith got stabbed at when he like he grabbed the ball got punched out. If Devonta Smith just gripped it a little bit stronger, or like after he grabbed it, put it down to his body, that's another score. Uh, yeah, but it was a more. I think I think to be honest, it's gonna be a good game. I like the game
I think
against.
we gotta clean it up. We gotta
I
clean it
think we
up
gotta
for
clean up,
sure.
and I think we gotta go with the 5 man front. Make and the other thing I want to say this: Vic Fangio, make freaking let freaking Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter play more. I understand you like to rotate this shit, but let them niggas gotta play more together. Because
Mhm.
sometimes you put Jordan Davis by himself and Jalen Carter by himself. Nah, you gotta let them become the two dynamic duos together. Let them go together. Because yesterday when they were together, that's when we created pressure. Because Jordan Davis took two people, let Jalen Carter get the one-on-one. He's gonna win the one-on-one. And now we just gotta the edges gotta step. And that's why I say fuck Bryce Half gotta learn how to stop the run. That's one other thing I need to he gotta learn to stop the fucking run. Every time we ran, that nigga was nowhere. There's one ran like literally freaking B. John Robinson was there. He decided to start fixing his helmet while he was running. What the fuck? Go tackle, then fix your helmet. Be like freaking. You saw Sidney Gardner Johnson. He tackled. His helmet was almost off before he even got into the tackle. He tackled that nigga. Helmet came off. Then he's like, oh yeah, I did a tackle. That's one. Now shout out. Yeah, let's talk about the fucking the crowd girls real quick, because to be honest, we lost by 1 point. That was not a bad look. Technically, we lost to a good.
Cowgirls. Cowgirls getting their
We
ass
lost to a
kicked.
good team. We lost to the Falcons are
I don't
supposed to
believe the
be.
Falcons is a good team, but
Well, they pay kid money. They have good talent on the offense. It's just I'll say they
Falcons
are
was
good.
the bottom of the league. They snuck into the playoffs last year.
But
What
yeah,
are we
but
talking
let's
about? What are we talking
but
about? They
but
are
they paid Kid money. They say Kid was the missing piece. They have Kyle Pitts, B. John Robinson, Jake London on the offense. They
Bijan
paid a lot of
Robinson
they've
scored 4 TDs last season, bro. No, no, these
man
niggas,
we
they're not good. We
oh
shouldn't
man,
have
hey, they
fucking
are
lost.
they are okay, they are on the
Yeah,
come up. I'll say they are on the come up. Let's say they are on the come
hell
up.
no, man.
Now let's
If they
talk
on
about
the come up, then the Ravens is definitely on the come up, I guess.
the Ravens
Because
are
they're
always
0
good.
2.
They're 0-2, but they are on the come up too.
They are sweet. Fool's gold. They sweet.
Now let's talk about the fucking Cowgirls real quick, man. I'll be honest with y'all, Cowgirls. I understand you were trying to make fun of us yesterday or yesterday night, but y'all niggas should not talk shit.
Yeah, y'all still can't talk shit. Even though we both lost, y'all still cannot talk shit. Yeah,
Because
we can
that
get
nigga,
blown out
y'all,
by 40
y'all,
at home.
there's a difference between
20
us
points.
losing and y'all losing. Y'all lost because y'all let the motherfucker score touchdown every single time they touch the fucking ball. Every time the Saints touched the ball on offense, they went down and scored a touchdown. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Every single time the Saints touched the goddamn ball on offense, they went down and scored a touchdown. I'm just saying.
Cooked y'all. They cooked y'all bad.
And
Alvin Kamara ran on y'all defense like
Alvin Kamara had 4 touchdowns.
it
I'm
looked
just
like he
saying.
paid y'all. Like it was just easy. He just
I'm just
balls
saying.
down the field. Y'all
And
look like the Giants out there.
let me say this. Let me say this. This is for the Cowboys, mainly Trevon Diggs and what's his name, CeeDee Lamb, right? Take like CeeDee Lamb. Take like it's not about you. Maybe it is, but take like Trevon Diggs. When Trevon Diggs, I need you to shut the fuck up when you're talking in during the game during the week. When they asked you about Chris Olave and you said, "Is that a trick question?" Yeah, it was. I was like, "Hey man," he's like, there was like, how is it difficult playing Chris Olave?" He's like, "Is that a trick question?" Uh, I think it was because man, that nigga was wide open like wide open man, 7-Eleven, wide open. That nigga was wide open. And y'all making Derek Carr look like a elite quarterback. Y'all made Derek Carr look like he's on the same level as Patrick Mahomes. That's what y'all did, yeah, the Cowboys. Y'all let Derek Carr throw bombs on your head. Every time I saw Derek Carr, I was like, damn, Derek, you got all this time, man. I'm like, what happened to the Cowboys pass rush? I'm like, pew! Buckets. Straight bucket.
Y'all had Derek Carr looking like Drew Brees.
Yeah, I'm like, pew! I'm like, the first test that I'm looking, I click on them. I was like, wait. The funny part, I clicked on the game when the touchdown was about to happen. That's how I clicked on the game. I was like, oh, let me go and click on this. Let me see this game. So, man, when I clicked on, see Derek, I'm like, Derek. I was like, oh, this is a pick. I was like, no, wait, it's a pick. It's a pick. Oh, right in the basket. I'm like, I look. Then the next drive, I see Alvin Kamara catch a pass, a run. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, y'all making Derek Carr look good. I'm like, damn. Can y'all stop him? You are paid to stop, right? You are paid to stop. Hey, I have a theory, and this is a theory. I don't know if it's true or not. Right? I think Michael Parsons was trying to throw the game. He wants to be an Eagle so bad. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's be honest. Do y'all think the Cowboys has money left? They've paid CD Lamb. They've paid Dak Prescott the most, being the most paid quarterback. The only person who hasn't got paid is Michael Parsons, and I don't think Michael Parsons wants to. He wants to be paid in some money, but and he knows he wants to win too. He has been on the Cowboys for how many years, and he has went to the playoffs and not won a playoff game. I think he wants to be an Eagle. You see him talking to the Eagle, talk about the Eagles, man. He talks highly about the Eagles. He wants to be an Eagle. Hey, Michael, I understand you have a podcast on YouTube or Bliss Report, man. I see you. We gonna talk to Howie. We gonna see if Howie has money left. We might pay you at the off season. Just let us know what you want. You can come to the Eagles. We ain't gonna diffuse you. You can come. I understand the Cowboys are, hey man. Y'all can be Super Bowl champions of the regular season. We all know. But when you come to the playoffs, yeah, sweet. Yeah, sweet. Uh, that's another thing. What else? The 49ers lost. Technically speaking, let's be honest. Every good team on the NFC all lost yesterday. The Eagles lost, the 49ers lost, the Lions lost. Every team that's supposed to be good in the AFC lost.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I gotta show everybody this. All right, so look, I wound up doing like 4 parlays, right?
Mm-hmm.
But only because I think I put up 20 at first, I think,
Damn.
and then I got the free low promo because it's my first time actually using it. So I
Mm-hmm.
got the free low promo. I used all the money. Shouldn't have done that, but I used all the money. Right? It's
Yep.
cool. Uh, the Ravens. I'm sick of y'all. First of
Mm-hmm.
all, this is how close I was. If Saquon Barkley caught that ball and he scored that touchdown,
Oh yeah,
bro,
check like yeah.
I'd have had
Okay.
like $40. So now, then look
Mm-hmm.
at this. Look at this. Lamar Jackson. All you needed was 5 more yards. I don't know why the touchdown part is red because he did have a touchdown, so I don't know what's going on.
Well,
But literally,
did he
all the
run
bonus money,
no, wait a minute.
all the bonus money on that.
Did he run the touchdown in, or he threw a touchdown?
I think he threw one, but it's a anytime touchdown score, so it shouldn't
I
be
think
red.
anytime touchdown scored, the part saying him running the touchdown.
Possibly, I don't know. But he didn't get the 5 yards anyway, so it don't even matter. I lost that anyway. Then
Mm-hmm.
Derek Carr ain't score on that touchdown. They was so close, by the way. I wanted them to go for it. I'd have got
Yeah.
I'd have got like a $500 or something like that
Mm-hmm.
if he would have scored. And then Ezekiel Elliott. This is why you don't bet on the bum ass Cowboys. Everything else was cool. I just needed Ezekiel Elliott to score one touchdown. CeeDee Lamb did it. Alvin Kamara did it 4 times. Who this last nigga? I don't even know him.
Rashid,
Shahid. I don't even know
yeah,
him. He scored.
Rashid she scored a touchdown.
Uh, $279, bro. Nah, they got me hot. Now I see why people be getting cussed out over these parlays because y'all really like give the ball to Ezekiel Elliott. Stop having Dak Prescott drop back.
Let
He
me
is
let me let,
ass.
let me
He's
tell you something.
ass.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest. That was a bet. That was a good parlay. But I knew when you said Ezekiel Elliott anytime touchdown, I knew you were not gonna win. If you had told me that before you hit that parlay, I would have told you, nigga, that's not happening because
Oh my god.
because
You know,
the reason.
it was another one, and it had Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill wound up scoring. I think.
Yeah, you see, you should have did that one because you know why?
Oh my god,
You know why I said that Zeke is not scoring a touchdown? Because freaking the Cowboys didn't even make it to the red zone. Every time they were made it, they were kicking field goals. So that shit was not gonna happen. They needed to pass.
because they keep having the ball. They keep passing the ball, bro.
They keep passing the
Prescott
ball.
is ass,
They will keep
ass.
passing the ball, but the other problem was the fucking Saints were scoring too much, so they needed to pass the ball because the Saints were up 35-10 by halftime. They needed to goddamn pass the ball to catch up, but that shit was not gonna work.
Zeke almost scored on a pass, bro. He got him like I think to the 20 or something, but he ran for like damn near 20 yards. I was like, oh my god. Watching that highlight back, yo, oh my god. It was like I had trauma, bro. I had trauma. I had
Ah!
trauma, bro. I was like, yo, I really like, you know how much that bread could have helped, bro? Nah, I'm done. I'm done. So now, yes, I'm still poor, and because y'all decided to be bums, I actually, you know what? I respect Ezekiel Elliott. I like Dak Prescott a little bit. I still think he's ass because he be throwing some dumb ass picks. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. He throws some dumb ass,
No,
like his picks is
I'm gonna
so
lie.
stupid,
The game
so dumb.
against the Packers, I really want to know what he saw. And the other thing is that I think he
Dog.
tried something that he never tried before, throwing across his body. That was a bad idea.
It's
The
almost like he
first
got
pick,
double vision, like he just or blurry vision, like he just. What
because
are you doing? Like,
the first pick that he threw when he threw that ball, I was like, why were you looking at? I
bro,
was like, I understand, but I was like, why? There was a safety on top, so that was not a good decision. Then the
him and
second
Dak
time
be
when you
having
threw a
hot
pick,
bro.
I'm like, okay. I actually the second pick, to be honest, the second pick, I'll say it was a bad decision, but it was also a good play by Jair Alexander because Jair did something people didn't notice. Jair left his man and came back for the pick. Jair kind of bait. It was not a bait. It was more of like he saw what I think he saw what the Hertz was saying, and he left his man and came back for the pick. Because if he didn't leave his man, that was a touchdown.
Hurts pointed it out. If
Yeah,
you
but
noticed that, he's talking
he
about the
was
one. I think that was like halftime or something. He
the one
pointed it
that he
out.
threw
He
in the
pointed
end
to
zone.
him and
No,
threw it.
no, that's the second pick is the one that he was throwing while he was running, and the other guy was running, and he was trying to get the attention, like, yo, come back to the ball. And he actually did come back to the while he was coming back, he saw Jair didn't see. Jair thought this is what I think Jair saw. He thought Hurts was gonna run because he was with his man, and when Hurts started running out, he started moving back, and Jair kind of was half baiting, and Hurts threw. He's like, "Oh, he's throwing it." Then he's like, "Let me commit. I might break it up," but Emile got a pick. Now let's talk about the Colorado real quick. Shout out to Colorado. Shout out to Coach Prime. They are 2-1. Uh, First game was against North Dakota State. Hey, it was a how can I say? Hey,
There's a back and forth,
it
right?
it was in back and forth, and yeah, cool. We're gonna say it's a back and forth, but
It was like
the
28
offense
to
the
14 or
offense
21.
did it was more of like the offense came out and played. The defense was fucking sleeping. It was a back and forth in the first half. Like the first half, they did a good, back and forth. The second half, it was more of like the offense decided to stop, to stamp on them, and there was
Also, if Travis Hunter stays healthy the whole year, it's the
yeah,
easiest Heisman of all time.
yeah. Travis should
Bro,
be
he's
Heisman.
playing both sides of the field and doing great at both.
Able. And the funny,
Come on.
he had 3 touchdowns in the first game. Uh, uh, he played against Nebraska. Nebraska, to be honest, they got blown out, got humbled. Well, not humbled, more of like. Now we gotta talk about this offensive line real quick.
Terrible. They're like the Panthers' offensive line.
That shit is ridiculous. It's not. Yeah, it's terrible.
And I think the Bears, too. They're terrible, too.
Yeah, it's very terrible. But I don't know. There's somebody. You know what's crazy? There's somebody on that offensive line who hasn't played that they got in the transfer portal, and I'm trying to figure out why is he not playing. Because that offensive line, if you put the guy that I'm talking about in it, I think the offensive line becomes good again. It did become good on against North Dakota State. Now, this is the reason why I watch every game. I watched the Nebraska game. I watched the North Dakota game. I watched the uh
Nebraska
t-
blew them the fuck out.
Nebraska blew them fuck out. And the other reason why, the other thing is more of like the defense did. Now I'll be honest. I don't know what the fuck they called during the first half in the first 2 games, but that shit was not good. They should do what they did against North Dakota State, not freaking Colorado State. Bring that shit back because the first 2 games, y'all was sleep in the first half. Then when y'all wake up in the second half, technically speaking, it was no point because when y'all woke up in then the offensive line was dog shit in against Nebraska. Freaking that boy Shadow didn't have time. He had a concussion. Y'all made Shadow go back to his old helmet, the Zenith helmet, like the Power Ranger helmet Zenith. That made him go back to that because he had a concussion. I'll be honest. If y'all ever noticed that he switched helmets when he came to Colorado. When he was with Jackson State, he wore the Zenith helmet, the Zenith Shadow helmet. It looked like a Power Rangers or like a Gladiator type of helmet. It looked crazy. It's crazy. It looks crazy, but he wore that. He had never had like injuries during that time. Came to Colorado, had injuries, concussion. Now he had to switch back to Zenith. He against not shout out now let's talk about the last game that they had against Colorado State. uh Some people should shut their fucking mouths. I'm sorry for this whole episode I'm cussing, but shut up. Shut up. If you ain't gonna beg it up, shut up. If y'all don't get what I'm like, what's the quarterback for W for Lossi Nicolosi? Something. Your name is Flower Nicolosi or Nicolosi Flower, whatever your name is. Shut the fuck up, because you are the reason why the Colorado did that to Colorado State. You and your receiver. I can technically the receiver gets the blame, but technically he doesn't. Well, he does, because you knew that he was not 100%, so he was talking shit just to talk shit. The quarterback, you're terrible. Number one, you're terrible. Number two, your coach lied to us. No team offered you 600K to come to play for them. If they did, that team was gonna be terrible. Because nigga, you threw 2 picks. You didn't throw a touchdown. You didn't do shit. And you got this is the nerve that you had. You had the nerve to say to do it too small to Travis. First of all, you didn't even collide with nobody. You ran out of the bounds. Your the whole play, it was you running faster than you got to the out of bounds faster than Travis. That's it. And you had the nerve to say too small. Nigga, do you know how to use the too small gesture? Do you know what the too small gesture is supposed to get ways up? It's when you truck somebody, or you make somebody look small. You didn't make Travis look small. He made you look like a dumbass because you threw a pick to Travis. And the funny part, Travis ran the route for your receiver. Let's be honest. Travis decided to run the route for your receiver, and he caught the route like he was your teammate. You had the nerve to say that the week of the game. Oh, let's see let's see what the how many let's see what or the how what the Instagram followers gonna do for them. Let's see if the yeah we saw and the Instagram followers put 29 points. You had the chance to score. They put head on shoulder. They put hands and feet on your head, and they were not letting up too. Y'all know that y'all were thinking that y'all can start. They could not run the ball. They ran down your throat. They were running the ball. God damn. They need to use the freshman running back that they had, the one that was stamping on them. Again, he should be the running back from now on. Don't change nothing. Let him run the ball. Him and the running back who was injured from Ohio State, let them two run the ball. That's the running back for the Colorado. Everybody else, sit down. You're benched from now on.
You said you're on bench.
From bench now on. No. Any other running back you think is good? Dion, bench. The white guy, I love Charlie. Charlie is a good guy. I love him. I love his personality. He's a good guy, nice walk on type of person. I love him. He's a good guy. Yeah, we love his personality from the videos. We love him as a guy. But as a running back, he should stay. He should sit down. Uh who else? What's his name? The other guy, he's a good running back. He can be running back number 3. Charlie, I understand. You tried to promote him. He was a walk-on. Tried to promote him to be a running back too. Yeah, he should sit down. He ain't that good no more. He ain't not good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, you like him as a person, hardworking guy. I love it, but it's not good. It's not good. Uh, Hey man, Colorado looks after the last game that they played, they look good. They have a chance. They just gotta, start better on the defensive side. The offense, I'm not worried. More, maybe I am. Let's see how they're gonna look this weekend against Baylor. If they look good against Baylor, man, I'm not worried no more. Uh, they have a chance to make a ball game. I don't think they can make the playoffs, but I think they can make a bowl game this year. They can win more
Okay.
than 4 games. I think they can win around 6 games to 7. That's I think both type of qualifications. Uh, what there's a lot of things that we gotta talk about. Shout out to Trevor should win Heisman. That man is
Yeah,
him.
if you playing two sides of the field
That man
and
doesn't
you
come out,
playing them as like the almost the best in the league,
bro. Did y'all see? Wait.
not
Let's talk about
statistically,
Travis. Let's talk about Travis. Number one, you gotta
interceptions
talk about,
every game,
bro.
touchdown catches every game
Did y'all
winning
see
catch.
the? Did you see the catch that he got against North Dakota State? The one that he caught it like circus catch.
Yeah, that was crazy. That
Did
was
y'all know
crazy.
the what led up to him catching that ball?
He said, "Man, fuck that, catch the ball."
Yeah. And the
That's
funny part,
crazy.
he's the one who brought it up. People thought, oh, it was, the video was released before. No, Travis brought it up during the press conference before the video was the viral video was released when they were talking about him catching the ball. The video was released the day after, the day before, after the game. The reporter asked him. He's like, you know what's funny about he got at me about me the 1 week had a flag on, I didn't catch it. He's like, it's because I told him no matter what, just throw the ball at me. He's like, fuck. He's like, he got at me. He's like, catch the ball. He's like, so he's like, when I was 1-on-1 again, I had no choice. I had to catch the ball. I had no choice. He's like, I didn't have a choice. I had to find a way to catch this goddamn ball. He's like, I caught the ball. And I don't know. Now let's talk about Travis real quick. What, like, that he's coming out college this year, right? So where should he play? Like this is a serious question. What position should he play? Because I don't know.
When he gets to the league, he should play the position he's the best at. Cause Devin Hester played both sides of the field too, and also returner. Um, Ultimately, he wasn't like that great at either. He was
They,
just really fast, so he was a
yeah,
problem on offense
re,
because
yeah.
you needed somebody to cover him.
I'll be honest with you,
Um,
man. I'll be.
I
This
think
is
Travis will really be good at both. I think corner would be better for him, though, to
yeah.
be honest. But
You
then again,
know,
some of these wide receivers is like 6'6", 6'4". He's not that tall. He's
he's
what,
like
like
six
six
two.
foot, right?
He's like
Uh oh. Uh oh. Technical
yeah.
difficulties.
I think he's like six. Easy. I think he's 6'2". He's like six
Oh,
two.
if he's 6'2", then he's good. He just got to bulk up. He's real skinny.
I think more. I think he has. I don't know if he's, maybe from what I see. I think he's more like his build is more like Devontae Smith, but he's more edgier than Devontae Smith. He looks skinny, but he's more
Well, he plays
edgier.
defense. He got to go get that tackle. So it makes sense.
But if when I watch him, because I watch all through games, and I see what you're saying, right? But goddamn, his neck, him playing like, it's the funny part is that he his natural way to evade tackles and actually be good and make it's cutting at the dime. It's it's something that I want to see. Me personally, I would say he should go receiver because he can play corner in his sleep. Like, playing corner, him being a shutdown corner, he can do that in his sleep. Like, like, like what freaking Prime said when he was playing for. He's like, man, Travis, he can play corner in his sleep. Y'all know that Travis never practices corner during practice. People
What? Because
don't
there's
know.
probably no other wide receiver on the team that's worth covering. I don't know nobody else's name. I just know
I ain't gonna
Travis
lie. The
Hunter
funny
and
part,
Shadora Sanders, and that's an issue for the rest of the team. That's
the
why they
funny
not going to bowl games and shit like that.
the
Like,
funny part,
how far you
y'all
gonna
don't
go with
know
just two
the funny
players?
part. The whole team is the wide receiver room of Colorado is crazy. because
I wouldn't
Travis,
know that because none of them. I've never seen none of them do anything.
because Jimmy Horn is the, y'all don't get it. There are four receivers. Carolina plays a spread offense. There are supposed to be four receivers on the field, right? We know Travis is receiver number one. Receiver number two is Jimmy Horn Jr., right? Receiver number three and four one came from Bela, and I think the other one came from I don't know which school, but both are broke records at their previous school, and they came to Colorado and they're 3 and 4. Because the funny part, the reason why Travis was asked, he's like, why don't he's like, yo, they don't let me play corner. Colorado doesn't let him play corner in practice. And I understand why he doesn't play corner in practice. It's more of like they are trying to develop the corners, at the corner too. Because let's say Travis is not playing, need another person, to be covering when Travis takes a little bit rest. Because on receiver, when Travis goes out in the game, you're forgetting the first game. Travis had 3 touchdowns, right? We all know Travis had 3 touchdowns in that first game. But you're forgetting he was not the leading on the yards, receiving your yards. He was not the leader. He wasn't leading receiver. He had the leading catches, but he wasn't the leading receiver. People don't know that. Because we talked about Travis and Shador so much that game because Travis had 3 touchdowns. Because people forgot there was a receiver who had almost 200 yards. Jimmy Horn.
Shador does do like a lot of yards, so I know other people are doing things.
The
But I'm
funny
saying
part,
the moments that's mattering
the
always
moments
come
don't
down to
matter.
these two. I'm telling
Because
you.
the funny part, Shador was like, yo, people don't notice that because because when Dion after the game against North Dakota State and he ran, he's like, y'all didn't tell me Jimmy was almost at 2. He's like, we should have kept him in the game. We could have given him the 2 yards. Jimmy Horn had almost 20. He had 198. And the funny part is Jimmy Horn, if you notice that every time whenever the games is played, right? They put Jimmy and Travis together. And Jimmy is the one who Travis said, he's like, people don't know this. He's like, me getting open 90% of the time, I think it's Jimmy. Because most people when they watch Colorado on tape, they know Jimmy is the one who takes off the top. He's like, well, pause. Uh Jimmy is the Tyreek Hill for the speedster for Colorado. So they're gonna, defense are gonna say, "Oh, don't get beat by the big play," right?
Mm-hmm.
You then Travis goes underneath Jimmy because every time they do that, like if you notice the I think was it the first touchdown play for the game for the year when Jimmy Horn ran. Travis was underneath Jimmy. He ran an in route. Jimmy was running a cross route on top, and Jimmy got it. That's when Shador threw the touchdown to Jimmy Horn while he was getting hit. He threw because Jimmy was wide open. Because North Dakota State were focused on Travis and they forgot Jimmy. Then when they started focusing on Jimmy, they forgot Travis. Travis was there's a video when Travis he's looking, he's like Jimmy, he's like nigga, this is like picking your poison. He's like because they don't know what to do now. He's like if they cover you, if they double team you, I'm 1-on-1. If they double team me, you're 1-on-1. It's a lose-lose situation. And the funny part, Jimmy is like, that's the other like people should like if you watch Colorado, you will notice that Jimmy Horn, if it's not Travis catching the ball, it's Jimmy. If it's not Jimmy, it's Travis. It's like 1 and 2. Then now Shido is trying to get the other two receivers involved more. Willie Shepard was more trying to get involved in the first against Colorado State but he dropped a couple passes. Javante Weston had 2 touchdowns. He had the other two touchdowns. He's getting involved more. He's supposed to be technically playing the outside. Jimmy's supposed to play the slot, but Jimmy is too fast and too good. He's outshot. He has not shown up since the first game, and it's understandably because they are focused on him not taking the defense over the top, and he's going through a lot. I think his dad was sentenced. I don't know how many years, but he's Jimmy is gonna be a crazy. It's crazy. Uh, then we had what? Let man, like we gotta talk. Hey, Archie Manning man. Archie Manning has been put in the game, man. Archie Manning looks good. We're gonna talk about Archie Manning real quick. He looks
Archie,
good.
I seen a clip. Is he a quarterback or a running back?
He's a quarterback.
That's crazy.
He's a backup quarterback
And
for
he
Texas.
the like little brother, or is he their one of their
He's their
sons?
he's their
Because Archie was their
nephew.
dad, and then nephew.
Archie Manning is their Eli and Peyton's nephew.
Okay.
I don't know who's his. I think his dad or his. I don't know who's there, but because Peyton made a joke saying that he doesn't play. He's like the funny part. He's like people are pointing it out. He doesn't play like me and Eli. He's like because he got the athletics gifts from our dad. He's like my dad's gift skipped a generation. His writing ability skipped a generation. It didn't come to me and Eli. It went straight to his grandson. He went straight to his grandson to Archie because he has scored like three rushing touchdowns, and he's running. It's not like he's sneaking it in, like it's just a sneaking. No, this man is running like, oh, yeah, I got this. Let me run this boy for a touchdown. Like through like I think he threw like what 4 touchdowns on Saturday. He looks good. It looks good. He's learning. I think he might play this week. He might start this next game. He's starting this next game, and we're gonna see how he looks when he starts the game fully. But he's Texas looks like they got another quarterback. I
They
think
got
Queen
Peyton
New
number 2.
Peyton slash Eli with a little bit of Josh Allen number 2. They look, even though we gotta be strictly honest. He's a he's getting the he's gonna Texas is gonna be his team next year. He is not winning the job this year. I'm just gonna let y'all know. He's not gonna be the starting quarterback for the rest of the year. Quinn Ewers is still him on Texas. He's still the quarterback because Quinn Ewers he doesn't run this much no more, but he puts the ball wherever he maybe it's me, maybe it's not, but Quinn Ewers Archie's doing maybe it's the offense, but Quinn Ewers makes when Texas played number one, they played Michigan. Michigan is it's shell of itself, right? Uh Michigan is a shell of itself. So we ain't gonna talk about how Michigan looks. They are trying to figure out who's gonna be their quarterback. They first started with a guy who was not on scholarship. That didn't work out. And that going back to the guy who's on scholarship, it's very weird Michigan is doing. Yeah, none of the coaches was getting paid for their first 2 games. It's it's a lot of things going on in Texas. Uh, what else happened? All right, we gotta talk about something real quick. I know he doesn't watch wrestling, but we need to talk about wrestling. We gotta make sure Rakeshi. If you watch wrestling back in the day, Rakeshi. He's not
Of
listening.
course.
He's not listening to you. Hey man, hey Jay, man on TV, man. I like the relationship with you and Rhea, man. I like it. I like it. I know Rakesh is somewhere punching the air hearing us saying we love seeing his son have a fake relationship with somebody else. It's a fake relationship, Rakeshi. It's not real. It's not. It's not. It's funny. You can see. Actually, it's funny because it's work. It's like a TV show. Most people they're acting. Because if you notice that everyone who does WWE after they finish with WWE, they go into acting. Batista did it, John Cena did it, The Rock is doing it. They go into acting after they spend years in WWE. It's acting. So technically, they're preparing for their next career. Roman Reigns did it, does it. Drew McIntyre is doing it right now with Batista with Killer Something, the movie Killer Something that's coming out. It's literally acting. So WWE is like a live TV show that's happening in real life. That's you
Yep.
watching live, and where you let's say if you go it, you're watching a TV show on stage with a storyline that's happening. Rakeshi has an issue with WWE, a little issue because his son Jay, the two one of his two oldest kids, the twins, one of the two his two oldest, Jay is his storyline looks like he's trying to get with Rhea Ripley. To be honest, it's actually a funny storyline, and it actually makes sense of why the storyline is going that way. Because for the last year, Jay and Rhea have been this flirty type of relationship that they were doing when they were fighting against each other. Well, Rhea is a girl, so technically he didn't fight with Jay, but whenever she was on the other side, the bad side, Jay was the good guy. They were flirting with each other. So it now makes sense that they're not on the same team, the same side, the good side. They're gonna make it funny and make it a thing. It's a thing. And it's funny because it's actually interesting because it makes it a lot more funny because Rhea doesn't have friends. Well, Rhea doesn't. Well, she does. She does. She doesn't have friends. Her and Damian Priest were just they just became good guys. So in WWE, like when you watch wrestling, if you're a bad guy, when you come back to be and you transition to be a baby face slash a good guy, most of the baby face that were there before, they still treat you like a bad guy for what you did as a bad guy. So you don't have much friends, right?
Mhm.
So Damian Priest, I think 2 weeks ago, had Damian Priest wanted to challenge. Rhea challenged. Was on the ring talking about Dominic Mysterio and his fake relationship with Liv. She got attacked. They tried. The fake injured her knee. The fake injured her knee and talked to. Then Damian came to rescue her. Took her to the thing, and he said, "I want to fight one of these fucking fools." That's what he want. He went to talk to to the manager, the general manager, Adam Pierce. Adam Pierce went to read the message to the judge, the fake Judgment Day. The Judgment Day said, "Yes, we want to fight, but we want to do it as a tag team." So he goes back to Rhea. Well, he goes to check on Rhea. Rhea asked him, "Is the fight going on?" He's like, yeah, I talked to Adam, but the cowards at Judgment Day said they only want to fight me in a tag team match. I don't have friends here, so it looks like I don't have a match tonight. She's like, okay, cool. Then she thought about it for like a second. She's like, tell Adam Pierce it's still on. I got somebody in mind. And this is where you see the storyline is starting forming because the week before she got attacked, they fought in Germany on their pay per view thing, and she kind of mentioned Jay's chant "Yeet," and she did it after she won because when Damien released the video when they were eating chicken nuggets, she said "Yeet," and freaking Damien was like, "What's with you guys? What's with you with guys with mallets?" It was funny. So Jay was real Damien was about to leave. And I think something a light bulb hit in his head. He's like, looked at back at Rhea. He's like, tell me what he says. He finally knew who she was talking about because they said, I think somebody might. He was working off like, okay. He's like, okay, like, okay, you got to handle that. And like, before he turned his back, came back, he's like, he started smiling while he was when he turned his back, he smiled. He was like, he came back and like, tell me let me know what he says. He goes, later in the night, he comes back, he had tried to get Dom, he didn't catch him. Comes back, Rhea is sitting with her knee iced up, doing, her knees iced up. She's like this, smiling. And Damien comes to like, oh yeah, I was coming to tell you I didn't get to Dom, but you choose him. So he said yes. She's like, no, he didn't say yes. He's like, what? Then he speaks. He's like, weapon? Oh, he said yeet. And the funny, it's so funny because after that he helped them. He helped them. Then they attacked the Damien and got attacked last week. Jay could not really help in time. He came to try and help them, but it was too late because he was focused on his own match to be, uh, you know, to be a number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So he was focused on something else. So he helped them. Rhea after last Monday, she posted something as saying thank you to Jay. I never had somebody protect me for years. I've been the one protecting other people. It feels good to be protected. She thanked Jay and Damien, and mainly Jay because he came down without them asking him. So today or yesterday, in the beginning, he comes in, Jay, Rhea and Damien. Rhea posted a picture of I guess they were in the bus sitting next to each other on the WWE bus going to the event to the city. She posted a picture of Jay sleeping, and she's like wondering if he's dreaming about me because she's still keeping this storyline going online, not even on TV. She keeping the storyline going even on social media because everyone on social media they are kind of put their WWE names and that they're employed by WWE. So when everything that they post kind of is supposed to relate to WWE, so she put that. I wanted. Then he replied, "Yes." It's more like interacting, sending storyline to each other. It's funny. So yesterday he walks in, Damien and they're talking about his match. He comes in, Jay was like, what's up, Damien? Damien was like, what's up, Jay? He looks at Rhea, he's like, what's up, Rhea? He's like, yeah, we he didn't say like, what's up to Rhea. He looked at her with the look, he's like, yeah. Then he's like, oh yeah, I know that you have a match with Dom. I know you didn't ask my help and you don't want my help, but I'm gonna keep an eye on. I got your back. If they try to do something, I'm gonna get your back. He goes, Rhea goes to try to do a backstage interview, gets interrupted by freaking Finn Balor. Finn Balor talks about he was the reason why Dominic Mysterio, or he was the devil on Dominic Mysterio's shoulder saying go with Liv. And Jay comes out, is we got a problem here. Uh, you know, then Finn is like, hey man, focus on the Intercontinental Championship. You might be out of your league here. And and he walks off. And Rhea's like, thanks, Us. But Finn is right. He's like, that you're out of my league? She's like, no, 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 man. What? That you need to focus on Intercontinental Championship, And the funny part, this is the funniest thing. Because it's the way they're telling this story makes sense for us who've been watching who I got it back into WWE during the pandemic, right? And Jay has switched a lot since 2020 to now. The Jay that people see now is more of a fan favorite. It's like calm. He really is not what he was at the peak, the reason why the fans wanted him to be a good guy when he was a bad guy, and why most of the fans fell in love with him by him going by himself without his brother Jimmy, and they wanted him to be a singles competitor. He was no longer that person no more, but he's slowly becoming back to what we call it the crash out in WWE. Well, as fans who've been watching for the last 4 years, we call him Crash Out Jey Uso. He crashed out. He's a crash out. He's not. He's like like how can I say, the Jey Uso that people want to see, and the people that like people who are like, oh yeah, he can be a champion, a world champion. The Jey Uso that WWE taught us in during 2020 when it was no fans and they were doing like virtual fans. The one that made Roman Reigns said, "Hey man, I need Jay on my team, not against me." The Jay that he was like, "I need Jay, I need this Jay. I want Jay right here because he's scared." Like the only people don't know this, or people who have not watched Roman Reigns. When Roman Reigns was establishing his character, the tribal chief, his character got established, but it was not the after the character you just saw him being cocky during WrestleMania with The Rock. That was after he finally had able to recruit Jey Uso to the bloodline.
Oh wait, hold on. I watched a little clip. You know what I'm saying? It was just on because I
Yeah.
was at work. Roman Reigns got in there and beat up about 6 niggas
Oh yeah.
in the in uh the fucking Adidas track pants
Oh yeah. He's
and the
the
shirt.
that said OTC. Yeah, that's him.
Beat up everybody in the
The
steel cage.
funniest thing, Roman Reigns
He
came
thorough.
back. He came back what, a month ago. Roman Reigns, since he has came back, he hasn't said a word until last Friday. Roman didn't say a word at all. He beat up people. He got beat up, but he hasn't said a word until last Friday. Reason why? He didn't have to say a word. His ex, technically, him coming back with the shirt that said OTC, Lyra said it itself what is meant, right? The shirt said it itself. And what his actions was speaking of what he spoke louder than the words that he could say, right? But the Roman Reigns knows there's only one person on that in the roster except for Cody, right? There's only one person on that WWE roster right now. That Roman has pinned Roman and made Roman Reigns almost question his character. And that one other person, and people don't know this, the other one person that has done it is Jey Uso. So Jey Uso is the only person on. That's why when people say, "Oh, Jey Uso was the reason why Roman Reigns' character developed to what he was and became as strong as he was," is because Jey was his right hand man. Because Jey did all the dirty work for Roman. He fought everybody when the brand first got established. When it was him and Roman by themselves with Paul Heyman, he fought. Jey Uso was a crash out. Say something, he was triggered. Jey Uso was a crash out, and that Jey Uso has not been there since last year. When he became a good guy, that Jey Uso slowly faded away. But that Jey Uso is coming back, and the person who's bringing it out of him, and the person who's bringing that Jey Uso back out of him, who's not the Jey Uso that we like, the Jey Uso was good on the mic, who not just says yeet every single time. There are two people who's bringing that. Rhea is helping, being that comfort on his shoulder, like telling him what to, But now let's talk about Braun Becker, because yesterday him and Jay had a promo, and I've Braun Breaker, I love you as a wrestler. I love your character as a wrestler, but man, you are trading in hot water and thin ice with this because you are about to bring out Crash Out Jay Uso back. And if you
Crash
bring
out Jey Uso.
out, y'all don't get it. Crash Out Jay Uso is a different Jay Uso. Is a different Jey Uso from the fan favorite. Some people who just watch Jey Uso since he became friends with Cody, they don't know Crush Out Jey Uso. And that Crush Out Jey Uso doesn't care. He whooping people ass. And Braun Breaker is this close. Look at my fingers, people. He's this close of bringing that nigga out because yesterday he almost brought him out. Well, he did. Because Jey Uso said, bro, because they did a promo, right? They were talking back and forth. Uh, uh Brian Breaker's like since the last time me and you talked, I did some research on you. You've been in WWE for 14 years. And since then, you have never won a singles championship, right? That's true. Jey Uso was not a singles competitor for 14 years. He has been a singles competitor for the last one, like a year and a half, almost 2 years now, right? But he's like, I've accomplished more as a singles competitor than you in the last 6 months, right? Rubbing in Jey Uso's face that he's more accomplished. He has a title in the last six. He got a singles title in 6 months than Jey Uso. Jey Uso said, "Okay." Jey Uso's like, and he's like, "I'm a dog." That's Braun Breaker type of thing. Jey Uso took off his glasses and looked at Jay and at Braun Breaker and said, "I see. I'm gonna say the promo word for word. Is I see it in you. You got the dog in you, Braun." He's like, "Next week we throw hands." He's like, "Next week for the Intercontinental Championship, I'm my dog walk your ass." I was like, "Oh, he didn't say yeet. He didn't. The crowd didn't have to say yeet on anything. He's serious." He's like, "Don't want." He's like, "No, no, no, I'm not taking you lightly." He's like, He's like, "We're gonna throw hands. I'm my dog walker ass." He's like, He's like, "Next week we're gonna see what you about. We're gonna see what you made of." He's like, "It might be." He's like, "This might be short and sweet, just like your NFL career." I was like, "Oh shit." I was like, "Wait a minute." I was like, Braun got pissed. He looked at Jay. Jay looked at back. Jay didn't even do a gesture about of his chant about the crowd to yelling. He looked back. I was like, Braun. I was like, I seen that look before. I'm like, Leo, I'm sitting in the chair. I'm like, oh shit. He's about to bring that Jay out. I was like, that Jay is coming out. I was like, if Jay doesn't win next week, he's bringing Jay Uso is about to crash out. In the middle when Braun sneak attacked him, punched him, they started fighting. He started fighting, and he brought up Jay, picked up Jay, and he was about to do his signature move because Braun has like the fastest spear. He runs like he uses the ropes as a slingshot for his spear, right? So is during the recording time by WWE, he runs the fastest time to go to a spear. He runs about 22 miles an hour, and he goes into a spear, like, right. So he does it. He runs to the rope, uses the ropes to be a like a slingshot for his spear. So he picked up Jay and he was running through, doing the same thing that Jay does, but he does it twice. Jay does it once. He just uses the rope as his spear for one time, but Braun does it twice. He leans, slingshot goes to the another rope and slingshot for his spear. So when he went and slingshot to the other ropes and his slingshot coming back, Jay caught him with his own spear. I'm like, oh shit, this is about to be one of them ones. And they're using the story that they're telling with Jey Uso on with Braun is not only just Jey Uso. They're bringing up their family because Braun Breaker, his uncle is Scott Hall. Uncle, Scott Hall. That's his uncle. So he's bringing the family into it and everything. This is gonna be a good match. Uh, that's another thing. Hey man, basketball season is starting soon. Uh oh yeah, Diddy has been
Baseball season
denied
has
bond.
started.
Diddy has been denied bond. Oh yeah, let's talk about. Oh yeah, we gotta before we finish. We talked. We didn't talk about a lot of things, but let's talk about boxing real quick. So the reason why now, remember when I said I didn't watch Kings versus Queens is because I paid almost $90 for Canelo boxing match. This is my first time watching Canelo. This is my first time not watching Canelo, but this is my first time paying for a Canelo fight, right? Uh, I watched the boxing match every match. Shout out to Schoolboy Q. I said Schoolboy Q. Shout out to Steph. A cool boy Steph. He's no longer going by Steph Scooter from Philly. Danny Garcia, man. I think it's time for you to retire from boxing, man. You did a lot for Philly, and you are doing a lot for Philly. But I think it's the time for you to become a promoter. I think it's now. But
For
yeah,
him to go.
it's not. Yeah. It's, ye- after he last now, and this now. I understand people don't want to hear this, and people gonna say I'm still. Why am I still bringing this shit up? I think 5 months, 6 months later. There's a difference between a trainer and a dad. Right? No, between a dad who's a good trainer and a dad that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Devin Haney, you saw what Danny Garcia's dad did against when his son, he knew that his son had no chance. He knew that his son was done. He knew his son was getting his ass whooped. He stopped the fight. He became a trainer, he protected his son from himself. Well, technically speaking, Danny Garcia kind of gave him the go ahead to stop the fight because when the ref asked him, because the dad was like, "We done," and the ref asked Danny Garcia is like, "Are you done? You want to throw the towel in, or you want to retire in the corner?" He's like, it's not my decision, it's his. His dad was like, "Yeah, we out. Yeah, we lost this fight." And you kind of saw his dad. You know what's funny? Because somebody brought this up. It's like Devin Haney's dad is not a good trainer. Bill Haney is not a good trainer. And I now know at first I was saying he talks too much, but I now see people put down the video of evidence of Devin Haney's dad not being a good trainer. And the reason why is because Devin Haney could have been a good fighter because he was working with Floyd's trainers. Y'all don't know fuck. I didn't know that Devin Haney's first trainer, the one who was training Devin Haney at first, and who was kind of made Devin Haney become Devin Haney, was Floyd's dad. We know what Floyd's dad did for Floyd. We know if Floyd's dad is a good trainer.
He trained other fighters though.
Yes,
That's a little different.
and the funny part, we saw
Not just Floyd.
yeah, but he has trained other fighters to be good fighters. And now I'm like watching, and somebody put the video. He's like, Devin Haney's dad doesn't know how to game plan. His game plan is always the wrong game plan. I'm like, okay, they put out the video. And he's like, and their game plan against Lomachenko was letting Lomachenko use hit Devin Haney with his left hand. I'm like, what? I'm like, the game plan was getting hit by a left hand getting hit with the left hand by Lomachenko. That was a bad game plan because we all know Lomachenko is a left-handed fighter. You don't want to get hit by his left hand. And you hear Devin Haney telling his dad, I'm getting hit by the left hand. And he's no longer throwing it once, he's throwing it twice and doubling his shots. We need to make an adjustment. His dad is like, nah, that's what we game plan for. I'm like, this I'm like, Devin Haney knows what I think Devin Haney is trying to tell his dad, the game plan that we had is not long. He already figured it out. Adjust. Then he led out to the game plan against Ryan Garcia. I'm like, wait a minute. And he's like, oh, we come in the middle of the ring. I remember when he said that, but I was like, and he's telling on the corner, you hear him say, go in the middle of the ring. I'm like, that's the reason why you lost against Ryan Garcia. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, do ya? I'm like, what type of coaching is this? I'm like, if Tank was scared of Ryan Garcia, what made you guys think y'all can beat Ryan Garcia in the middle of the ring? Tank already said it when he fought Frank Martin. He said, I'm gonna be in the middle of the ring with. He's like, He's like, when I fought Ryan, I didn't want to be in the middle of the ring because I watched Ryan's tape and I knew if I was in the middle of the ring and he come in with his left hook, he's like, I was cautious with the left hook. He's like, that's why I was trying to be fighting from boxing from outside. I'm like, if Tank said I was trying to make sure bait him into throwing punches, what Devin should have kept to his identity and box from the outside. Why you want to box from the inside? I'm like, why does he want to box from the inside? Like, why you want him in the middle of the ring? Devin Haney, let me tell you this, and I'm gonna say it clean. You are not a knockout artist. You can't knock nobody out. Ryan Garcia is a knockout artist. Don't, for God, good green egg. Don't stay in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, and his reach isn't bad either. I don't
Yeah,
know. Everybody disses him as a boxer. I feel like he's actually a pretty good boxer.
like
Like now that I've seen him, and like yeah, he lost to Tank, but Tank is one of the best
yeah.
boxers.
I'm like, wait a minute. You
He's a pretty
wanted to
solid boxer.
be in the middle of the ring. You willingly went in the middle of the ring. I'm like, I was like, Bill Haney, this is the problem. Devin listens to his dad too much. When I believe Devin has better IQ in boxing than his dad, and he has a better knowledge of the game. Because Devin Haney, actually, I'm like, if I was Devin Haney, I would have said, fuck this game plan that he's talking about. I'm gonna box him like I box everyone else. Use my jab and stay outside. Don't get caught with the left hook. And I'm not staying in the middle of the ring. I'm going somewhere away from the middle of the ring. And the funny part, they put, like, when the guy was putting the videos together, right? He put the videos together and he said it. He's like, is the funny part is Ryan Garcia. When Bill Haney said the thing, Ryan Garcia thought he was lying. It was when he's like, you hear Ryan Garcia telling what's his name? His coach. He's like, he was serious. He's like, I was at the fight and I was near Ryan Garcia's corner. And he's looking at his coach. He's like, he's serious. He's like, they are serious. They actually are serious to become in the middle of the ring. They are serious. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, he's like, I thought he was joking. He's like, Ryan Garcia thought they were joking that they were gonna come in the middle of the ring because Bill Haney said it during the press conference. Right? Oh yeah, I'm saying right. We're gonna be in the middle of the ring. I don't think Ryan is scared. He's gonna be willing to be in the middle of the ring. And Ryan Garcia said, you could see in the press conference, Ryan Garcia looked and said, yeah, your game plan is what? Middle of the Ryan Garcia looked at his coach. He's like, are they serious? And you hear Ryan Garcia when his coach is telling him to, throw punches. He looks at him. He's like, this nigga stupid. He's like, they are with serious coming in the middle of the ring. His dad. The funny part, his dad is telling the coach, he's like, hey, keep to our game plan. Ryan is like, nah. He's actually serious. He was actually serious coming in the middle of the ring. I was like, yo, Ryan is funny. But that's the other point. Man, I watched Canelo versus Belanga, right? Edgar Belanga, the guy who is close with Fat Joe and you know so on. I will lie, Canelo. I'll be honest. I see why you don't want to fight David Benavidez. I see why. I see it. I see it. I see it. You are scared. Just say it. I'm just gonna say it for you. You are scared because I ain't gonna lie. You beat Edgar Belanga convincingly. You won almost every round. But the funny part, when you drop Belanga. You know how when you fight somebody, when you drop them, then they become shy to come to you, right? Let's say Tank. Remember when Tank knocked out Frank Manning, and Frank Manning said, "Hey, when he caught somebody and he drops them for the first time, they start retreating away from your punch because they felt your power." Bro, he dropped Belanga. Belanga literally sat down, got up. Literally, he got mad at himself. Belanga was like, "I got mad at myself. I did the mistake." Right? Belanga admit when he got dropped, he literally bounced his chair. He's like, I got it. And after he lost, he's like, they asked him, he's like, when you got dropped, what was that? He's like, oh, he's like, I felt his power. I was like, man, that's all you got, man. I can walk through that. Let's go. It's wartime. And you kind of saw Belanga was like, literally, even though he was losing in the later rounds, I was like, yo, if he almost caught Canelo, and he started taunting Canelo, talking trash to Canelo, and I'm like, Belanga is actually got out of everyone Canelo has fought so far in the last two fights, right? I'm gonna say this with the respect to every other boxers, Charlo and Munguia. None of them. I'm sorry, Munguia, but you are not. You are good. You're gonna be a good boxer when you eventually make it up, or get back your loss. But you didn't want to fight Canelo. You accepted the fight. It was because it was Canelo was like a Mexican Cinco de Mayo type of thing, and you got the money. You were there for the money. You made the most money. But Charlo did the same thing last year in September. Fought for the most money that he ever got. He hasn't boxed since. The only one who actually came there, even though he made money, Belanga made money, right? But that nigga wanted to win. That nigga was like, "Fuck the money. I'm gonna try and crack this safe and drop Canelo." He tried everything he had. I respect Belanga more, even though he lost. I put my respect to him more because he was like, "Oh, I got dropped. I'm not just gonna come here and lay down. You just gonna beat me up." He's like, "I'm still gonna and we gonna fight for this. You gotta knock me out to make sure that even though I respect you already, you're my idol." No, after the fight, because he had talked trash before they actually met in real life, right? But when they finally met and he didn't, he kept on talking trash. Then he finally gave his flowers after the fight. And literally after the fight, Canelo actually respected. He's like, "Man, you're a good fighter. Just focus." He's like, "You just gotta keep, focus more." He's like, because he's like, "After I fought you," he's like, "You're gonna be a champion. I can see it in you." Because he's like, "You didn't just lay down. You wanted to win. You wanted to fight." Literally, he wanted to fight. It was literally until the 12th round. I'm like, yeah, this is an entertaining fight. Even though I know Canelo won the fight, it was entertaining because he actually didn't lay down. He didn't just come there like, "Okay, I'm just making money. I'm just here to make like a good money." But at the same time, as I see why Canelo is saying he wants 200 million to fight David Benavidez, because if he fought David Benavidez and the way he fought Belanga, he's getting knocked out. Canelo's getting knocked out because what Canelo his advantage is with against the people that he has fought. like Caleb, the when he fought Caleb Plant, his advantage that when he fought Belang is his speed, like his hand speed, right? He throws like he his hand speed is too fast sometimes for other people in his weight class. But the other person who has the same hand speed but much faster, David Benavides. I see why he doesn't want to fight David Benavides, because David Benavides throws punches and bunches and he's knocking you out. Because when David Benavides throws punches, he's fast. He's like, brrr, and he's fast with it with combos. And I'm like, oh, I see it. Why? Now see why. Because I was like, okay, Canelo's still saying 20 million. Why is he saying that? If he's the best in the world, he just fight David Benavides. Prove that you're the best. Because I've seen David Benavides fight twice, right? I watched him fight under Tank card the last Tank fight when Tank fought. When he didn't knock out. He was fighting at a new weight class. He was fighting at one light heavyweight. But when he fought Caleb Plant, I was like, I see it. I now see what, because when he fought Leary, when he fought Caleb Plant, I love Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant is a good boxer. And he did his best, Caleb Plant, against David Benavides. And I was like, oh, I see it. I now see it. Because Caleb Plant does this. He gets on a lead. He will throw punches, combos like in earlier rounds. When David Benavides started throwing his punches, I was like, oh, I see why. I see why I was like, now when I saw Canelo fight, I was like, oh, I see why Canelo doesn't want to fight David Benavides. It's because he's scared that if he gets into a fist fight with throwing hand speed, he doesn't have an advantage of hand speed, because David Benavides has power and hand speed. I'm like, I see it. Now let's talk. Shout out to Killer Plant. Shout out to you, my guy, because you're another boxer that I like. I like some boxers, but you're one of them. You won. I'm gonna lie to you, man. You made that whole event was, let's say, boring, but you made it entertaining, because you were actually about to lose that fight. And until when you started catching him and you started hitting him, I'm like, yo, Caleb Plant started playing with his opponent, man. He started hitting him like this. He had the guy on the ropes, and he bop bop bop. He looked at the crowd. He's like, yeah, started cheering. I'm like, Caleb, you know that the run is not over, right? He can punch you back. Hit him again. He's like, yeah. He started like, I'm like, I'm like, you are crazy. Then when they're in the middle of the ring, he hit him with a 3 punch combo. Then the guy throws the punch, hit Caleb. Caleb felt it. Caleb started dancing. He's like, yeah. I'm like, this thing. I was like, this is stupid. I'm like, Caleb. And he started hitting him again with like combos. I'm like, Caleb, I'm like, stop playing with your food. And I'm looking at the ref. I'm the ref. Don't you see this man is playing with his food? Whoopee! I'm like, ref, just do us a favor. Just stop the fight here. And then when the ref finally stopped the fight, I saw. I'm gonna lie, the guy wanted to keep fighting, but I'll be honest with you, you were knocked out. Caleb Jack was keeping you up with his punches, because every time you were about deep down to the ground, he hit you with the uppercut deep down. It was so funny because he teed off on him at the ropes, and you can see the guy is slowly going. You can see the guy is slowly like going down, like he's knocked out, right? But the problem is, every time he was slowly going down, an uppercut brought him back up. Every time he's slowly going down, I'm like, Caleb, this man is gone. And you see the ref comes in, he's like, yeah, the fight is over. Like, literally saved him by 5 seconds. It was literally 5 seconds before the round was over. The ref was like, yeah, it's over. I'm like, yo, this is ridiculous. But yeah, that's it for the last 3 weeks. We have basketball season is about to start. They're about to start, I think, next month or this month. They are going training camp. Everything, everybody's getting training camp. But yeah, everyone, shout out to everybody. Subscribe if you're new, and we out. What you want to say? Oh, leave a comment, drop a like.
Leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Another good episode.
Yeah, another good episode. We are out. Peace.
Peace.